Jesus/Sada. Commander-in-Chief. Galactic Federation of Light. March 3. March 3, 2013 by John Smallmer. Reblogged from johnsmallman2.wordpress.com/. Humanity's path through the illusion has been long and arduous, but the end is approaching, and the brilliant light of God's divine reality is waking you up into your natural state of full consciousness. In that state your awareness is unclouded by emotions, tiredness, or fearful beliefs, and you see, know, and understand the wonder of what you are, divine and eternal beings, permanently at one with God. You have never departed from that state of oneness with Him, because there is nowhere else that you could possibly be. However, you have imagined a state other than that, which, like an intense and horrific nightmare, has seemed very real indeed while you have been experiencing it. You have no need to remain any longer in that unnatural and unreal environment, and in fact you are now in the very dynamic process of removing yourselves from it by allowing and encouraging it to disintegrate around you. Signs of that disintegration can be seen all over the world, and many are crying out in alarm as the institutions and organizations that supported the illusion can be seen to be in a state of extreme disarray. It is suggested to you by the mainstream media that catastrophic confusion and chaos is inevitable if these systems of governance and the organizations that support them are allowed to collapse. But truly you have been enslaved by them for far too long, and their demise is overdue. They have been misleading you with promises of safety and security, which they claim only they can provide, when instead they have been spending enormously on weaponry and on building and maintaining strong military structures and intelligence agencies to enable them to keep their populations in a state of subjugation. People living in fear are far more easily controlled, so fear is encouraged, and most of the advertising to which you are exposed is also fear-based. The insanity of this system is becoming ever more apparent as its inability to solve the issues and problems that it has created is exposed. Always more money is needed just to maintain the ongoing unbalanced and corrupt systems of governance which have for eons been causing intense suffering all across the world. These systems of control and divisiveness which the wealthy and powerful have built purely for their own benefit are tottering, because those they would control are no longer willing to accept the yoke that has been imposed upon them. Without the willingness of those who serve them, those who would be served cannot maintain their arrogated positions of privilege and authority, and their continuing efforts to do so are doomed to failure. The illusion has been maintained by the collective intent of humanity, and for eons you all supported that intent. Now, as the divine energies surrounding and enveloping you intensify, your awareness of its unsuitability as an environment in which God's children should enclose themselves is spreading, and your collective intent to support it is dwindling. You are becoming increasingly aware that your destiny, your heritage, and your rightful place is in the presence of your loving Father, where you can and will experience constant joy. Continue to focus your determined intent on awakening into that state, and ask for assistance from those in the spiritual realms to help you to achieve your aims. Your success in this is the only possible outcome. Your Father has been encouraging you to wake up since you first chose to enter the dream state, which is the illusion, and for a long time you made yourselves deaf to His call. That deafness is dissipating as your dissatisfaction with your present way of experiencing life grows stronger. You were created to experience everlasting joy, and the realizatio that that is God's will for you is finally penetrating the dark and limited state of consciousness in which you have confined yourselves. It could be thought of as an enclosed and darkened room, complete with heavy blackout curtains, into which no light is able to find its way. However, those curtains are now very old, and over the eons the brilliant light shining upon them has caused them to fray and disintegrate, allowing the light to penetrate that darkened room. The effect of this is quite miraculous. The occupants of the room humanity are absolutely amazed to see beams of light shining on various objects and bringing into view the myriad beautiful colors with which they are imbued and that until now have been invisible. The dark that has enveloped you and that has hidden from you the wonder and beauty of reality is receding and breaking up as the divine light of God's brilliant day burns it off, like morning mist in the sunshine. Humanity has made the collective decision to wake up from the darkness of the illusion into the brilliance of reality, and nothing can prevent it doing so. Your loving brother, Jesus. Source: johnsmallman2.wordpress.com/.